She fill my mind up with ideas.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. For today's video, I'm going to be doing my foundation routine, face routine, whatever you want to call it. Just a little disclaimer, I am not an MUA. I just do what works for me. So, you know, I don't need nobody coming for me like, you know, this is not how you do it, because this is how I do it. Okay. There's a few notices before we get into this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. I will be doing a giveaway once I reach 1,000 subscribers, so stay on the lookout for that. And like this video and give me a comment below of what other types of videos you would like to see on my channel. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So I already started off with my brows done and my lashes done. I do have a brow tutorial already up on my channel, so if you want to see how I do my brows, make sure you go check out that video. And then I just threw on some, you know, basic classic everyday lashes. The lashes that I am wearing are from Velvet Luxe Lashes. I'll put their information on the screen and in the description box. Those are the majority of the lashes that I wear. Velvet Luxe Lashes on Instagram. This is in the style Brat. Starting off with your face makeup, obviously you want to make sure that your skin is clean, it's moisturized, and you have on sunscreen. So I already went ahead and washed my face, I moisturized, and I put sunscreen on. So now I'm going to start with primer, and the primer that I use is the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. And my sis had put me onto this primer, and I'm thankful she did, because this primer, it's like, how do I describe it? When you rub it in your fingers and then apply it onto your skin, it gives you like that tacky feel. It's not like a nasty tacky, like, oh, it feels like glue or like sticky, but it's that tacky where it's like, I know that it's gonna make my makeup last for majority of the day. So I just like to rub the product in my fingers to kind of warm it up, and then I will go ahead and put that all over my face and kind of just have it sitting on my skin. The next step that I do, and I actually learned this from Jackie Aina, is that I use my setting powder and I just press that into my skin. One, to just set that primer, but two, act as kind of like a base for my foundation. So I have oily skin, so one way that I can mattify my face in between steps, or, you know, control the oils, is to press my Laura Mercier setting powder in medium deep, and I'm just going to press that into my skin with the butt of my Real Techniques beauty sponge. So as you can see already, after doing that, you know, my face is kind of a little bit more mattified. We have a nice base to start off with before we go ahead with our foundation. So the foundation that I'm going to be using today is my handy dandy trusty Fenty Beauty foundation. This is in the shade 430. This is the soft matte longwear foundation. I've been using the Fenty foundations for a few years. When did Fenty come out? I would say over a year, probably maybe going on 2 if they've been out for that long, but I have been using this for a while. I recently just switched to the shade 430. I was 420, but I felt like that was kind of a little bit too orange for me and kind of a little bit too light for me. And seeing that it is summertime, I went ahead and got 430. And I like to apply my foundation with a foundation brush. Please excuse, I use this like the other day, so you definitely want to apply your foundation with a clean brush. However, I just used this once the other day, so I was like, might as well just go ahead and use the same brush. This is the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. So I feel like with this foundation, a little bit goes a long way, so I usually do 3 pumps on each side and then 1 pump on my forehead. Now I'm going to go ahead again with my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, and I'm just going to start dabbing the product. I don't want to do swiping motions because then it will leave like that swipe streak. So what I do is I just dab the product to disperse it along my face. Just short, quick patting motions to kind of get that along and spread that out through my face. One thing I like about this brush as well is that it's like fluffy. I believe the word is dense. I'm not really sure, but I like that it's fluffy and the shape of the brush. Like, definitely the type of applicator you use to apply your foundation makes a difference in how it comes out. So I definitely will recommend this brush if you're a beginner. Even if you're not a beginner and you're just somebody looking for a new brush to apply foundation with, I definitely recommend this one. So now that we have the foundation blended out, I'm gonna go ahead and highlight under my eyes, on my chin, on the brim of my nose, and my forehead. I like to take my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade 53N Deep, and then I also like to take my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer in the shade Caramel and put those two together. So I start with the Tarte Concealer, and when it comes to like where I place it, I usually just like to draw a triangle like this under my eye. And then like an X on my chin. I use the other part, I flip over the tip of the applicator and I draw a line down my nose. And then I also like to put like an X on my forehead. Now, to kind of give my under eye a little bit more brightening, I like to take the Maybelline concealer in Caramel and just put a little bit of that onto the under part of my eye. I just put a little bit there. Sometimes I like to put a little bit under my chin too, but not too much. That was kind of a lot, but yeah. And a little bit on the bridge of my nose. So I like to let this sit for about 30 seconds, maybe 45 seconds, just so it can get a little bit tacky and also can give me a little bit more coverage when I start to blend it out with my Real Technique sponge. Alright, so after about 30 to 45 seconds, I like to take a damp beauty sponge. This is the Real Techniques one, and I will go ahead and start to blend out that concealer. Now when it comes to blending out concealer, I like to again use quick dabs and pats to blend it out. I don't want to blend it all the way to the outer part of my face. I kind of want to just keep it right centered around my cheek and under my eye. Sometimes I do forget and or I'll blend too much and it will end up coming up here, but I want to keep it like towards this area of my face. When it comes to like the shape structure of your face, I believe like the longer or the more down you bring the concealer, it can make your face appear longer. And if you pull your concealer out more this way, it can make your face appear like rounder. I'm not a MUA expert or anything like that, but that's what I've heard. But I just typically just like to keep it in this area of my eye. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do quick pats to blend that out. I also like to bring up my concealer along the sides of my nose, so when it comes to contouring, it can help me a little bit better. Now that we have that blended out for the most part, I'm going to go ahead and kind of set this, the concealer that I just put on my face. I don't like to bake for too long, but I do rest the powder on top of the concealer and let it sit for just a little bit. And the powder that I use is the Sacha Buttercup setting powder. It's this banana powder. I like to take a little bit of powder on my beauty sponge, and then I will go ahead and just press it down into my concealer. So as you can see, I took very minimal. I took a very minimal amount on my sponge, and I'm just lightly patting it into my skin. And this is just going to help us prevent any creasing of our concealer under our eyes, and this is what prevents it from doing. So while I have that setting, I'm going to quickly contour my face with the BH Cosmetics contour palette. I usually like to use the 2 darkest shades. I've been using this palette for a while. It hasn't given me any problems. So yeah, I want to get into cream contouring. I just haven't found any like product that I've seen that will work. When it comes to contouring, again, I'm not a makeup expert. I just do what works best for me, but I like to make my cheeks hollow, and then along my cheekbones I like to go in quick circular motions with this angled brush from where's this from? Vanity Planet, and I'll just do quick circular motions along my cheekbones. So after I finish my contour, I like to take this tapered brush from e.l.f. This is a blush brush, but I use it not for blush, obviously. I use it to swipe away my under eye powder, and also when I set the concealer under my eyebrows, I use this brush for that as well. So I'm just going to take this brush and I'm going to sweep away all that baking powder that I use to set my concealer. One thing that I forgot, and I always, like, as of lately when I've been doing my makeup, I always forget this part and I don't know why, but I'm going to contour my nose. I'm going back in with that BH Cosmetics palette. I'm going to take, again, the 2 darkest shades, and I'm going to be taking this contour brush by e.l.f. and I'm going to be contouring around the bridge of my nose. For highlight, I'm currently using the Maybelline Master Highlighter and my fan brush, and I'm going to be using this to apply a little bit of highlighter on my cheekbones. So now the parts of my face that I didn't set with either the Sacha Buttercup powder or the contour powder, I'm going to go ahead with my Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm just going to set that with the brown powder. Now to finish off this look, I'm going to be taking my Morphe Continuous Setting Spray, but this is the mattifying version. They do have a black regular one, and it looks like this, but for today's video, I'm going to be using the mattifying one because I am oily, and I want this to be a look that lasts for pretty much the whole day. So I'm just gonna go ahead, shake it up, and then spray my whole face. So this is the final look, and let's just talk about skin for a minute. Like, do y'all see how smooth this looks, how buttery it looks? It, like, come on now, like, come on now. Let's get a close-up. Let's get a close-up. If you would like to see more videos on how to apply different types of makeup, please let me know in the comments. I just want to thank you all for tuning in. Again, make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, because I am going to be doing a giveaway when I reach 1,000 subscribers. So I'm going to need y'all to tell y'all friends, to tell y'all mama, to tell your boyfriends, aunties, titis, uncles, all that. Okay? Okay. Make sure to follow me on Instagram. I will have it listed on the screen and also in the description box. Thank you all for tuning in again, and I will see you all in my next video.